I'm here with Attorney General Bob McDonnell, who is speaking on behalf of the McCain campaign this evening at the HobNob. Sir, if you would, tell me about the McCain campaign's prospects here in the Commonwealth.
We're real excited about the McCain-Palin ticket. Obviously, the last couple of weeks with the convention, I was chairman of the delegation out there. We had a great week, certainly a terrific bump in the polls, particularly here in Virginia, where the ticket's up by 4. But I think the reason for that is obviously Sarah Palin, as Barack Obama is a historic figure, and adding a new dimension to this election that's unlike any other. But the people of Virginia are concerned about energy, they're concerned about national security, and they're concerned about domestic issues, taxes and spending in particular. And on all those issues, we think John McCain is right on those issues. And after Labor Day, people really start to focus on the issues and see that McCain's going to want to drill for oil and expand nuclear power. That as a genuine American war hero, he understands the nature of the war on terror and will support the surge and prosecute it until we have victory. And that he's going to be the guy to cut taxes and cut regulation and to incentivize small businesses to grow jobs and succeed. Obama's going to have more federal government programs and higher taxes. And so I think on all the issues that Virginians most care about, McCain is right on those issues, and I think that's why you see him starting to do well in the polls.
Does the sudden spike in the polls concern you at all? I mean, those numbers went up fairly quickly. Are you worried that they might be soft?
Oh, I think it'll tighten back up again, just like Obama's, I thought, were soft when he was ahead by 8 points or so. Once we got to the Republican convention, the enthusiasm gap closed, the focus on the candidates and their real experience and record started to enlighten the voters. So, yeah, these wild swings, I think, probably are generally a little bit overblown one way or the other, but it really is good to see independent voters now starting to track for the McCain-Palin ticket. Sarah McCain's a great story, great credential as really an outsider. This is a change election. Nobody's more about change and more about being outside of the Washington circle than Sarah Palin. The other three have been in Washington for a while, so we think she adds a great deal of pizzazz to the ticket and genuine bona fides on a reformer, on getting results. Great story with her family, a mother, a kid that just went to Iraq yesterday, a special needs child, really connected with the American people. And so I think that while this big swing in favor of the ticket is something that might come back a little bit, that it does give us now the enthusiasm and the base we need these last 50 days to win.
One last thing. Mark Warner is sort of the 800-pound gorilla on the ticket this time out. Last poll I saw showed him up 30. Does that concern the top folks higher or lower on the ticket, that you've got that Warner juggernaut, if you will, sitting there in the middle?
Well, in a presidential race, it's the presidential candidate that really drives turnout. If there's any coattails one way or the other, it comes from a presidential candidate. I think that again is another race that people really start to hopefully focus on taxes, on spending, on energy, and on foreign policy. I think that the candidacy of Jim Gilmore looks pretty good on those issues, and we're certainly hoping that down the stretch that race tightens up just a little bit. But I think the McCain-Palin ticket stands on their own regardless of what's going on in the other races. But I do think that their strength in Virginia, if it continues to grow, and it has, will certainly help our Senate and our House candidates.